Hey, Walking Dead fans, going to bring you a quick video on Andrew Lincoln, something that Norman Reedus said in an interview about his buddy Andy and what Andy said to Norman about leaving The Walking Dead. You know, Rick left in episode 5 of season 9. He said he wanted to spend more time, Andrew Lincoln said he wanted to spend more time with his family and things like that. So there's a lot of reasons and things that you could say and theories and discussion of, you know, maybe he was mad at Scott Gimple or the way the ratings were going, or mad that they let Chandler Riggs go, you know, no more Carl. So there's a lot of things that people say and talk about, and it could be. But even with season 9, you know, the ratings kind of held steady for a while, but they started dipping back low again, and I think they might be as low as they've been. But even though a bunch of articles and a bunch of my friends and people in the comments have been saying, hey, do a video on Andrew Lincoln regretting leaving The Walking Dead when he did. And a lot of people are using that word regret, and it may seem by what he said he regrets it, but I think he didn't use the word regret, and I just think he's talking about the timing. So while speaking to Entertainment Weekly about the show's episodes and how everything's been going, Norman Reedus revealed that his former co-star was questioning his decision to leave at the time he did. So what did Andrew Lincoln actually say? Norman was talking about how he's so pumped this year and the show's so good this year and how the whole crew is doing so well and how it's all turned out. And he said, you know, it's funny because I talked to Andy the other day and he was like, man, I picked the wrong time to leave the show because it's so effing good right now. I'm like, yeah, you did, dude. You picked the wrong time. He definitely didn't use the word regret in that. He just said he picked the wrong time to leave, meaning, man, the whispers and everything that's going on, it's exciting. Angela Kang's doing so well. It's very exciting, the show. I should have stayed on a little longer. So that just means he should have stayed on a little longer is what he's saying. He was still going to leave. It was just a matter of time, possibly later in season 9 or early in season 10, they would have still tried to ride him out, I think. But of course, that's unless he started working more and more with Angela Kang and going with that storyline of how she's playing the show out. And he might have said, hey, this is getting better. This is getting more fun. But with him leaving, and I'm sure he recognizes it, is a big reason the ratings are continuing to go down, I think. And Norman Reedus went on to say you can feel it in the crew, you can feel it in the cast, you can feel it in the scripts. He said it's the show that we want to make. So, you know, looking at the whole big picture, you got to ask, really, if Andrew Lincoln stayed on, would it be even better than it is now? Or would it be about the same or worse? You know, a lot of people are throwing out the thing that Rick was slated for 6 episodes and he's only been in 5, so we're probably going to see him in the finale. And one of the theories is that his voice may be on the radio at the end of the show. I don't think we'll see him in the show, or that it will be his voice on the radio at the end. But that's just me and my opinion of it. But really, on the Andrew Lincoln thing about what he said about leaving the show, it's just such a small quote from Norman Reedus that's made such big news. And if you read a lot of the articles that have written on that, the articles are just maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs long, short paragraphs. There's not much meat to the whole thing. It's just simply Norman and this quote that he said about Andrew Lincoln and what he said to him. So really, on top of it all, I think Andrew Lincoln was not really joking when he told that to Norman, but they were kind of just, as friends, talking, you know. And I don't know how serious Andrew Lincoln probably was when he said that. He's serious that the show's good. He's serious that maybe there was a better time to leave later, but he did want to leave the show. So that's really, I think, the fact of it all is he did want to leave, and he would leave eventually. So personally, on my take of it all, I'm okay with when he left. I think the time that he left, the time jump that they did, all of that worked out okay, in my opinion, compared to what could have been. If you look forward into the Whisperer War, maybe after the Whisperer War, you know, there are other options where he could have left, maybe even after the Whisperer War when the Commonwealth came into play, but that really doesn't take him out of the show. That just puts him in another story, either within the show or now within the movies. I'm totally for he was missing his family thing. Maybe he was just getting tired of it a little bit, but he has been on set a bunch. He's going to be directing. They're working on the movie. I'm not sure really how much he is regretting it, but I do think maybe, especially if those movies don't do well, he'll definitely regret it in the future. I had several requests to do this video talking about Andrew, thinking it was the wrong time to leave, and I just don't think there's a whole lot to it, but it just depends on how much more we may hear from that and just what you guys think about it. But let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more dead stuff.